Hi, thanks for choosing Apollo to be your food truck builder. This video is a brief explanation of the three main systems that are in your truck, starting with the gas, the water, and electrical. And then we'll go on to show you the procedures of what to do every day or every time during service to get you up and running for that day. Okay, the first major system to the truck is the electrical system. This is the hub of the electrical, your panel box, very similar to what you see at home. The only difference being is this has a generator shore power toggle switch right at the very top. So right now, if you were on generator and the toggle switch was switched to the generator position, you'd be running off generator power if it was on. Now the generator is hardwired right into the panel, so you don't have to switch anything. You just have to rotate the toggle switch. So if you happen to be at a venue that has shore power or shore power hookup, you can flip the toggle switch back into the shore power position and then run an extension cord from wherever the building is you're at right to the power panel this way. And that will keep all your appliances running. So the second major system is the water system. And of course, the main component in a water system is the triple sink and hand sink, as well as the freshwater tank and gray water tank. Okay, your freshwater tank is filled through one of the fills. So you would bring an NSF hose from whatever facility you're at, whether it be home or even at a serving venue. Connect the hose to this hose bib here. It then sends direct water into the freshwater tank. And we recommend you watching the level of the water tank to make sure it doesn't get to the top, because the water coming in, the pressure from the water coming in is a lot greater than the pressure leaving the overfill on the fresh tank. So we recommend somebody attending or at least watching the water level as you fill the fresh tank. But that is your connection right there. We also have what we call a city fill. And this is a situation where you can use a hose as well and use the pressure from that hose to operate your sinks. So in this case, you would hook up your hose to this city fill, and that hose sends pressure. It bypasses your tank, your freshwater tank, and it bypasses the water pump and pumps directly into the sink system. So people often use this when they're doing a big clean. The challenge is making sure that you remember that while you have unlimited freshwater fill coming into the truck, you don't have unlimited gray water. So either you have to watch the amount of water that's going down the sinks, or you open up the gray water valve and let the water drain out all the way. So once you've got your hook connected to the appropriate fill, the water will drain straight into the tank. So this valve, when it's straight across the tubing, is on. When it's across the tubing, it's off. So as the water is filling your tank, watch the water level rise to approximately 1 inch from the top and then shut off that valve. It will stop the water from coming into your tank. If by chance you weren't paying attention and the water got too high, this is the overflow. So it would go up the overflow and down into the street or off street level. Okay, when the time comes to drain your gray water, the gray water valve is typically located on the outside of the chassis somewhere, or wherever we have space. In this particular application, it was in the passenger side step well. So this is your gray water valve. Right now it's closed, in the closed position. What we would ask people to do is attach a hose to it and run it to an appropriate drain. But once the hose is attached, just turn the ball valve to the straight position and it will start draining the gray tank. So the next system is the gas system. And the main component of the gas system obviously is the propane tank that supports the appliances. You can fill the propane tank through the propane fill. We recommend taking it to a service station where there's an attendant, and the attendant can pop this little cap off, attach the hose, and fill your tank. They're trained on how to do so, so there's no challenges there. Your tank is located here. Again, just like your barbecue tank at home, once the tank is filled, It might spew a little bit of gas vapor, but that allows the attendant to know that the tank is completely full. This is the main gas valve on this tank. So in order to initiate the gas, this valve must be completely open, and that will provide gas to your appliances as well as the hot water tank and the generator. In addition to the hot water heater, another component of the gas system is the generator. If it's a liquid propane generator, the gas line will be hooked up to the generator. So in addition to your hot water tank, your generator that run on gas, of course your kitchen appliances also run on gas. Here's a typical example of a gas appliance lineup. Firstly, make sure that there's propane in the propane tank. Your propane valve is open and allows the gas to flow to your generator. Here's the generator location. It's typically locked. Remove the locks, raise the canopy. There's a last clasp that keeps it open. There's a little pin in there to stop the generator from moving around while you're traveling. The generator rolls out. Front panel comes off. You'll see a display with a start switch. Just hold that for 5 seconds and it should turn on. Now the generator can stay out during service, and it's recommended that you do so. However, this generator can also operate when it's put back into the kitchen, just for not a long period of time. So if you just have to cool down your coolers for a bit as you're driving, you can also do that as well. However, if you're on shore power, to simply attach an extension cord to the end of this pigtail and make sure that your toggle switch is set to shore power, and then double check to make sure the lights are on, and if they are, you've obviously got power in your kitchen. So in order to get the gas flowing in your kitchen, there's a few steps you need to take. The first step is check to make sure the volume controls on all your appliances are in the off position. The second thing is it's got to activate the interlock gas system. And in order to do that, you need to activate the solenoid that controls the system. So it's either in your vent or in your service window. In this case, it's in your vent. So now the vent is up and open and the switch has been tripped. The next important thing to do is turn the exhaust fan on. So the exhaust fan goes on, and once the exhaust fan is running, you hit the appliance reset switch. You'll hear a very audible click. When the light is on and you've heard that audible click, the gas is now able to flow to your appliances. So once the gas is flowing, depending on the appliance you're using, if it's the burners, we've disabled the pilot lights, so there's no bleeding of gas through the pilot lights. You have to manually light them with a barbecue lighter or a long match of some sort in order to get the gas flowing. Same thing with the griddle. There's a little spot you can put the lighter through. You can, if you wish, activate the pilots, but we do not recommend it from a safety point of view. So once you've got electrical now in the food truck and you're able to go through the procedure to start the interlock gas system, the first appliance we recommend you start is your hot water. In order to do so, you open up the hot water door. This is the hot water tank, and this will fire the hot water for the full day. The hot water tank runs on a thermocouple and will cycle when the temperature of the water drops below a certain temperature. However, to get it started, there is a pilot procedure. So what we recommend is once the gas is flowing, come outside and try to ignite the pilot. The pilot is located right in this corner here, and it's a good thing to have a visual. So I would be most likely lighting it from the other side so I can see the flame. In any event, you turn the knob, the control knob to pilot, push down, that will start dispensing gas, and you use your propane lighter or barbecue lighter and repeatedly click and let the flame catch on the pilot Once the flame is caught on the pilot, it's a nice blue flame. Let it run for 10 to 15 seconds. And then once you think that the pilot has been established, you can let your finger off the control and turn it to the on position. In which case you'll hear a burst of flame, but it's okay. It's just starting the hot water tank.